Child, let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. We are back with another Wake Up Wednesday where I trigger you, where I make you feel some type of way, where I wake you up basically to ensure that you can live and exist at the highest possible version of yourself, because we all were put on this planet not to be mediocre but rather to live life at its fullest. But whether or not we choose to do that is up to you. That is a little bit of a taster of what I have in my ebook. Yes, I'm referring to it still. If you haven't already checked out my ebook, please make sure you go and do that. Go download it, read it, dissect it, you know, take some time to really allow yourself to get into it. Read it again, read it over and over again, recommend it to a friend. Please don't just send the link to them, please then download it and tell them to download it as well, because I could really do with your support right now. My ebook, just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, I have an ebook called the Powerbook Handbook, which is my first ever ebook. And I say first because trust me, there's so much inside of me. I plan to write many books, multiple books, and I'm also working on the book. So I basically called this ebook like the book before the book, because it's quite short, it's small. I even call it the mini handbook. Just designed to help people reclaim power over their life. So you know that I do the Power Class Masterclass, and this is almost like an extension of that. And I call it the book before the book because there is the book that I'm also working on at the moment, which goes into a lot more detail about myself, about me growing up, about what I've been through, about some of the things that I've experienced and seen and all that kind of stuff, but also something again that will mobilize you and that hopefully will empower you as well. But for now, I've got my ebook. Please do check it out. It is on my website nissy.com/shop. You can check it out on there. Link is in the description box below. Literally guys, go get it, because it will definitely leave you transformed. And it is something so short, so quick, so simple. When I actually created it, what I had in mind was, I don't know if you guys know it, but Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's mini book, which was We Should All Be Feminists. And I remember reading that and being so impacted by it, but everything was said in such a concise manner that I realized that you don't have to have some lengthy 500-page book in order for you to take something away from a book. So that was kind of like the inspiration behind it. So shout out to Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, thank you so much. I actually bought that book. Feel free to download and buy my ebook. Guys, at her, let her know that I'm asking for her to read my stuff. I would love that. She's I just love her. She's a huge inspiration. But yeah, that's where I kind of got the inspiration to write this little mini ebook from. So please do make sure you check it out in your own time. Anyway, let's get back into business. Okay, we are here with another Wake Up Wednesday, and as you can see by the title of this video, I'm touching on something that very, very sensitive but very, very necessary. So as you know, the Netflix series When They See Us came out. I think it's been about 2 weeks now, 2-3 weeks now, and I read a tweet that Ava DuVernay, who is obviously the producer, I think she was the producer, the writer, just the person behind When They See Us, she tweeted saying that when she last spoke to Netflix or had a meeting with them or whatever, it was said that the Netflix series was downloaded more than 24 million times. So 24 million accounts downloaded it to watch it. That is absolutely insane. It has been a hot topic of conversation. I do a radio show every Monday called Let's Get Deeper After Dark with my co-host King C, and also our producer Emma and Liam, who films behind the camera, an amazing team, and we talk about loads of different topics. And a couple of weeks ago we spoke about When They See Us. Ultimately, When They See Us has impacted people in so many ways, and if you have no clue what I'm talking about because you've been hiding under a rock, When They See Us is a 4-part series that again Ava DuVernay, I hope I'm saying her name right, Ava DuVernay, the incredible woman that she is. She is a director, producer, she's just amazing, who put this film together revolving around the story of the Central Park 5, who are now known as the Exonerated 5. So they were 5 young boys, I don't even say men because they weren't men, they were boys between the ages of 14 to 16 who were wrongly accused of raping and basically leaving for dead this woman in Central Park in America. And they basically did time in prison, they got beaten up, they got just abused in so many different ways, guys, for something they did not do. The man who actually did it later on admitted that he did, and they got exonerated, they got released and later exonerated, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that painful story because let me tell you guys the truth, I only watched about 10 minutes of the first episode. I couldn't do it, guys. My heart was just so broken. I just could not. Even when I think about it, it makes me want to cry. Every time I talk about it, it makes me well up and want to cry. But do you know what? I'm not going to cry because we're going to keep it like a real G. We ain't going to cry right now. But all I will say is that one thing that When They See Us truly showed me, even in the tiny bit that I watched, was the fact that people out there still want to hear people's stories. Ava DuVernay could have easily been like, do you know what? Why should I produce a film like this when it happened so many years ago? No one will be interested in this story. No one would care. No one would care about stories, especially of 5 young black boys at the time, now black men. No one want to hear their story. No one would even want to care. If Ava DuVernay had that kind of mindset and sat there not wanting to put this story out there, there will still be so many people who would have still thought that those boys did that crime. There will still be so many people who would have had no clue, because I had no clue about that story. Many other people, even in America, had no clue about the Central Park 5 and what was going on in the news and all that kind of stuff, and even down to things like that Jesus help me, but the prosecutor at the time, I think her name was Linda Fairstein or whatever her name was, who was just so evil. And literally they saw, guys, that they had no evidence. There was no blood samples, hair traces, semen. There was nothing that pointed those boys to that scene. There was no evidence to tie them in, except for, you know, people who basically felt like, we need to pin this on somebody, so let's pin it on them, and who basically destroyed, not even basically, who literally destroyed their lives. She would still have a job, she will still have a publicist, she will still be doing all the things that she's been doing, living her best life and whatever. But this woman literally got chased off of social media, so she deleted her social media accounts. Her publicist removed themselves from her. She lost her job, she stepped down from certain boards and things that she was on, and she's now having to suffer the consequences of something that she did many years ago that she probably would have gotten away with if it wasn't for people like Ava sharing their story. So one thing that I want to ask you today is, When They See Us has already been seen, but when will they finally see you? When will you finally take the time to tell your story? Because guess what? Maybe one person out there is waiting for you to just tell your story, for you to release what you have in the inside of you, and to say that, do you know what? It's okay to talk about this. It's okay for me to express this, because do you know what? You've been through it. Well, guess what? I've been through it too. Maybe there's someone out there that needs to be impacted in some way, but they can't have that level of impact on their lives because you refuse to step out and tell your story. You refuse to step out and do what is necessary for you to fill that position that has been opened for you, that has been designed, that literally has your name on it. The position that you refuse to step in because you're afraid, or because you are scared, or because you feel like people are going to judge you, or people have something to say. Listen, this is bigger than you. I do these talks whereby I go to schools and universities and sixth forms, and I talk to young people about innovation, social media marketing, and I do this in collaboration with Facebook. They're great sessions, but one of the things that I always try to push in my sessions is the fact that, guys, it is not all about you. We live in a world right now where we seem to think that everything revolves around us. The sun literally rises and sets on our behinds. But how about I just tell you something that you might not want to hear, but it is not all about you. Sometimes what you produce in this world, sometimes what you have to put out into this world, is not even necessarily to make you happy. It's not even necessarily to make you money or put you in a position that you've always wanted to be in, to become that person that gets awards and whatever it is. Sometimes it's not even about you. Oftentimes, guys, it is about other people. It's about allowing other people to have a sense of hope, a sense of faith, allowing other people to reclaim their power. And that's where a lot of my stuff comes from. All of this stuff with power finally makes sense for me. For so many years, I just did stuff because I was just good at it and because I enjoyed it. But then when I finally understood that people needed to see me, I had to be a voice for the voiceless. I had to be a help for the helpless. I have a talent and an ability to speak life into people, to reclaim power over people's lives, to allow people to see themselves for the very first time. I have an ability, and I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't exist, all in the mindset that I want to humble myself or be humble or have a sense of humility. No, I'm not going to deny somebody else their freedom just because I was too afraid. I'm not going to deny somebody else them moving to another level just because I felt like, oh no, if I talk about myself, or if I say something, or if I share my story, that's me boasting about myself. Trust me, I have nothing within myself to boast about. Everything that I do is only by a grace outside of myself. I'm able to speak the way that I do. I'm able to do what is necessary and do what I do just because I understand and I see that this is bigger than me. This is more than just about me. This is not about me getting accolades, because once upon a time, that is what I always did it for. Once upon a time, that's what I wanted the most. I wanted accolades. I wanted awards. I wanted to be seen on TV. I wanted people to see me. I wanted people to see me in the wrong way. I wanted people to give me stuff to make me feel better, to make me feel like I was doing something. Then all of a sudden I came to a point in my life where things started slowing down, where I left my job and I wasn't doing as well as I had hoped, and I hadn't hit certain goals, and I wasn't existing at the standard, the level that I wanted. But then I realized that I can't wait for those things to affirm me. I can't wait for someone to present me with an award in order for me to be at the best version of myself. I can't wait until I am the CEO of a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 figure business, which I will 100% have. Trust me, I said it here first. But I cannot wait until I get into that position before I start doing the things that are necessary. I can't wait for that before I start using my voice to be able to make an impact. I can't wait until I am this big person, which is often the misconception. The misconception is that you have to first become this massive, huge person before you can share your story, before you can put something out there, before you can write the book, before you can start the business. But let me tell you something, that is all a lie. There is someone out there, even if it's just one person, there is someone out there waiting to see you. Not to see you for all the wrong reasons. Not to see you like what I used to do before, where I used to think, do you know what? I just want to go on stage so that I can get an award, so that people can tell me how great I am, so that people can come and clap for me and say, yes, Nissy Tay, you did that. And then when all of that was being stripped away from me, when my job, my finances, everything was being stripped away from me, I started to realize that, listen, you can't be doing it just for that, because what happens if that never comes? Does it mean that you stop, or does it mean that you still do what you know that you're supposed to be doing? What if it means that nobody ever claps for you? What if it means that you never get up on a stage in front of millions of people, which has always been the goal? The goal has always been to speak in front of hundreds and thousands and millions of people and to encourage them and to push them. But at that time in my life, it was because I wanted awards and for people to recognize me and people to clap and say how great I am. But what if that never happens? Do I still do what I'm doing now? Or do I stop because I'm not being affirmed by other people? You watched When They See Us. You saw the impact that it had and that it continues to have till this day. You have seen what the likes of Ava DuVernay has done in this industry. And one of the most important things as well, this is completely off the point, but one of the crazy things that I heard someone say, I think it was when the guys, the 5 men, now grown men, some who are married, have children, etc. They did an interview with Oprah, and one of the things that they said was that they went into the studio, they went into filming, and on set, like, everyone was pretty much black. There was a black makeup artist, a black stylist, a black director, a black this, a black that. And the reason why I say that is just because, again, it shows the impact of what Ava did. Ava saw a story that was worth telling. And while she probably didn't, she even said herself that she did not expect this type of reaction. She just saw a story of injustice and said, you know what, I have to get up and I have to make sure this story is told. She just did what she felt was right. And as a result of that, yes, accolades and awards and whatever, she hasn't been awarded for anything yet, but I know that awards will come, and she's being, praised and all this stuff. But that's come off of the bat of something that she already knew. She said, you know what, these boys, these men have to be seen. And so she used her platform, she used what she had, she made do with what she had and allowed them to be seen. But now I ask you, how will you make do with what you have and ensure that you are also seen? Again, not for the wrong reasons, but because you know that you have a responsibility, not just for yourself, but for all those other people that need to hear your voice in order for them to go out and do what they need to do. It's a ripple effect. You as one person might think that you have no power, but you as one person can change an entire nation. There's no reason why you can't do that. So we've seen them, we've watched When They See Us, or like me, watched a tiny snippet or even just heard about When They See Us, but when will they finally see you? So guys, thank you so much for watching another Wake Up Wednesday. Once again, I just want to point you guys in the direction of the link in my description below. That is where the ebook is, of course, so please make sure you go and check it out, download it. The Powerbook Handbook, the mini handbook to help you reclaim your power. Guys, 2019 is all about being powerful, walking in your power, walking in a level of confidence and authority, and knowing who you are and what you possess in the inside of you. I'm literally here to just facilitate you. You know, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know about yourself. I'm just reiterating things that already exist in the inside of you. But sometimes you just need to read it. Sometimes you just need somebody else to say it to you so that it actually sinks in. So again, please make sure you check it out, download it, and of course I'll see you guys again next week Wednesday for another Wake Up Wednesday. Stay beautiful.